with me. How are you? Great. My name is Renee.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Oh, good to see you, Arnold.
I love those low chairs.
I know, right? Aren't they the most awkward things
They're
to sit in?
designed for old people.
But
then we can get out of it.
you're not old at all.
Thank you.
Oh, so how are you? How do you feel
Well,
to be here?
I feel fantastic, and let me just kind of collect my thoughts here for a second. Because first of all, I'm honored that I was invited here to Comic Con. And I love coming to Texas anyway, no matter what city it is. So that's number one.
Texas loves having you.
Number two, my right arm is really sore.
We have a sling for you
But
backstage.
it is not because I signed so many signatures, but everyone that was in photo line to take photographs wanted to do the predator handshake. And everyone wanted to squeeze an arm wrestle. So my arm, after doing hundreds of those, is very tired. But that's okay.
Maybe you and I should arm wrestle now, because I think it's the only time I could ever beat you. Hey, you want to have an arm wrestle contest now that you're tired? We should do it now. Unless
Okay. Silence is gold. But so that's number two, what I want to say. Number three, what I wanted to say is that just about everyone that came by and asked for an autograph and then asked to take a picture with me thanked me for being here and thanked me for the movies that I've made and all of those things. And I just want to tell you, I want to thank you for being here today. And I want to thank you for being such great fans, because remember one thing, that without fans, there is no star. So it works both ways. So you are the ones that make the stars. So you are the ones, because I could be sitting here right now in an empty place, and it would look stupid, right? I think it would. But now here we have a lot of people here. So you are the ones that really make the thing work. And you create economic opportunities for people. You create jobs in the movie industry by going to see the movies. You create great sales and grosses in movies worldwide. So you should give yourself some credit. So thank you very much for being such great fans. Thank you.
Well, I'm one of your biggest fans, so you are welcome. Here at an event such as Alamo City Comic Con, they bring together fans passionate for what we call the genre entertainment, which tends to concentrate on fantasy, superhero, and science fiction properties. You've taken on countless iconic roles, such
So why
as...
are you reading all this stuff off the card?
Because this is like the longest question they gave me. Do you want to see something else that they gave me?
No, it's just
okay.
go ahead.
It's duct tape.
Just don't pay any attention to it.
Well, you played Conan the Barbarian, T-800, Terminator, Quay the Total Recall, Dutch the Predator, so many, right? Do you seek out roles in this genre, or do people just kind of come up to you and say, this is what you're going to do?
These roles came about because of my relationship with the directors, most of those roles.
Okay.
Because I was good friends with Jim Cameron, and so that's how I got involved in Terminator. And I originally was supposed to play Reese in the Terminator movie, but then Jim Cameron convinced me to play the Terminator. And I always said to him, I said, Jim, there's only 27 lines in this movie. I said, I'm not going to go backwards with my career. I said, just give this to someone else. And in any case, it turned out really great. He was a terrific director, and everything that he said was turned into reality. Because he said to me, the Terminator would not only be a great villain, but also would be a heroic figure. And that's exactly what he has accomplished in the first two Terminator movies. He made first a villain and then a heroic figure out of it. So it was great working with him. And then now I'm just ending in Budapest, Terminator 6. So this is how this came about. And and Conan the Barbarian came about because Ed Pressman saw Pumping Iron. And he said, this is really great. This guy has a great personality. I think I should, buy the rights to the Conan series. And so he went out as a producer to buy the rights do the Conan series, and then he hired John Milius, and then he let Dino De Laurentiis produce the film, and so it became really a very, very big smash the following summer after we did that movie, and so it was #1 at the box office. So that's how Conan became very popular. So I was very fortunate to step into this interesting characters. But remember, in the 80s was kind of the action genre, and then all this muscle stuff started coming in. So you had to have a muscular body. So Stallone was training like crazy to have a muscular body. Van Damme came along, and the Seagal, and all of those action heroes came about. They would make one action movie after the next. As a matter of fact, we were trying to outdo each other. And Stallone was trying to have less body fat than me, and he was trying to shoot with bigger guns than me. And I was outdoing him with the guns, and I had bigger guns that he couldn't even lift anymore. And
somebody keep track of all of this?
Oh yeah, it was hilarious. And then we were competing in the box office. Who makes more money in the box office? Who has more muscles? Who is shooting bigger guns? Everything became a competition. It was very funny. And we were in a serious battle at that time. Now we are very good friends.
Good.
And because I think we're now old enough to be mature enough to not kind of like take this whole thing personal. And so we are very good friends. But to me the key thing was when I was doing all those action films, I felt like I have a sense of humor, and that I should also do comedies.
Yes.
And that was the most difficult thing to do, is to convince the studios in the middle of this success, where my career was going up and up, and the box office grosses started getting bigger and bigger, and more popular. I became as an action hero. So they just said to Mrs. Arnold, we would be crazy to not let you do the next movie, an action movie. Why would we change now and have you do a comedy? Why take this risk?
Right.
And so I told him, I said, look, you don't have to pay me. You can give me a back end. And then finally I found Ivan Reitman, who just finished directing Ghostbusters, and it was very successful with that movie. And he said to me, he says, I do a comedy with you because I think that you're funny, and I think you have a good sense of humor, and there's another side of you that we've never seen on the screen.
Right.
And so he then developed this movie Twins, which was then called The Experiment. They called it The Experiment. The things, since I'm coming from Germany and Austria, so The Experiment was not really a good idea. So we called it then Twins. And so this is how the word Twins came about. But then we did Kindergarten Cop and Junior and all these movies became great hits, including Jingle All the Way and so on. So I loved doing comedies also, to do a combination of this film.
This is exactly why I think you beat out on Stallone and everybody else that you were in that tally with. I think that you win because you have Kindergarten Cop, you have Jingle All the Way, you have the comedy. So with that being said, we are out of time. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, let's do something unusual that the promoters never do and actors never do. Does anyone have a question in the audience? Okay, go ahead, right here in front.
I just want to know, what to you is your favorite movie that you've done?
Okay, the question is, what is my favorite movie that I've ever done?
Yes.
Okay, I never have one. Okay, so let me just tell you some of my favorites. Okay, I think the Terminator obviously is one of the series that I've been enjoying doing. Predator was one of my favorite movies. Conan the Barbarian, and then the comedies like Twins and Kindergarten Cop. But there's also, I want to just let you know, there's a difference between favorite and favorite, because favorite when it is the finished product versus favorite doing the movie. So some of those movies like Terminator, with Jim Cameron, it's a real grind. He loves to work at night. It's every time night shooting, and he's very tough on the set with the stunts and with all what he expects from you. So they're very tough movies to do. Or like True Lies, where we started shooting end of August, and then we still were shooting the following year in April. Think about that. It just keeps going on and on. So that was a tough movie to do. But then when you see the movie, you say, "Oh, that's fantastic! It's great, a huge success," and so. But the making of it sometimes is really tough. Whereas when you do a movie like Kindergarten Cop, imagine you're now in a room with 30 kids, right? One is funnier than the next, and I had the greatest time. And let me tell you something. That was great training. Then when I became a politician, because then I had to become a true Kindergarten Cop.
Watching you. Thank you so much for
absolutely. Great to see you all. It's fantastic to be here.
Thank you.
And I'll be back.
Thanks, everybody. Keep on having an amazing time here at Alamo City Comic Con.
Someone just reminded me to say a few lines.
Yes! Woo!
I'll be back.
Woo! Woo!
Get to the chopper! It's not a doomer. Not a doomer at all. Anyway, have a good time. Cheers.